can do Monday.
So.
We start.
Yeah. I heard about a critical role.
I think mine's way behind yours.
Mine hasn't even started.
Heard about a critical role.
That one's fine. What's
It's
everyone?
D&Tea.
And mine's just started.
I think it's something to do with if you've got it minimised.
Fuck off.
It's D&D.
Oh, I can hear it in someone else's.
D&D.
It's D&D.
Oh no, it's just started again for me. Weirdly.
D&D Beyond.
It's D&D. Oh, it's just started again for me. Bloody hell, what's going on?
There's the D&D Beyond theme started.
Yeah, 3 times.
Has it stopped now?
Mine's just finished.
Yeah, I've got some other. I've got like Enya now.
Yeah. Okay, so last we left off, you were investigating some strange disturbances on Cardinal Street, particularly with respect to the property of Cardinal Villamartin. You met the Cardinal, who transpired to be a thoroughly unlikable individual, and upon some investigation, you discovered some pixies living in his pantry.
Oh yeah.
They revealed some hidden woman or something that was stored in his basement, a room you had been explicitly denied access to. You managed to pick the lock and make your way down to the basement, where you discovered the shallow grave of a woman with the neck vertebrae crushed as if the body had been strangled. You then summoned the guards and sent one of the guards off to try and find the Cardinal, who had gone into the Papal Palace. And that's where we will pick up. So, you are currently in Cardinal Villamartin's property. Is there anything you would like to do?
Rob from him.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen him in a while, though, have we?
No, it's getting towards evening now. He said he'd be back in the evening.
Didn't we alert the guards?
Yes, so there are guards. There are, I'd say, there are 4 guards currently in the property with you. 2 posted at the door and 2 inside, guarding the body. And there's a 5th that you had sent off up into the Papal Palace to try and find Cardinal Villamartin and arrest him.
Okay. Well, what do we reckon? Do you reckon he's going to come quietly?
We might see the guards and not come in.
Should we go to the Papal Palace and try and get him?
Yeah, we should probably try and cut him off, I reckon.
First
Okay.
of all, is there anything valuable that we can steal?
So you're currently stood in the pantry. You had previously had a brief look around the library. You haven't checked upstairs.
Oh, I
Yes,
guess there's
have a quick look.
the servants and stuff like that wandering around as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's approaching evening and he hasn't turned up. Let's get this sick son of a bitch.
Yes.
That's what I like to hear, Wade. Strong, resounding yes.
So
So
should
what's your
we
plan, then?
should we head him off or get everyone to wait inside for him?
Well, if the guard's already gone to get him, he might not even come back here.
Oh, they
I
went to go and
feel-
get him.
Yeah. He is aware that we are after him, and he is on the run.
I reckon he'll run.
We must strike down upon him with great vengeance and furious anger.
Well, okay. I've got a flurry of blows with his name on it. Okay, shall we head to the Papal Palace?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All
So
going?
where are you planning to? So the Papal Palace is the entire district. Where are you trying to go to?
Well, once we get there, at least we'll be able to ask.
Did he say what particular errand he was on?
No,
Where are we?
you're on Cardinal Street.
Oh yeah. Yes, head to the Papal Palace. Yeah, where did he... Well, if we don't know what he was doing there, then I guess we just need to go in blind.
Okay.
Was that guy that was telling us loads of true things still there?
Sorry?
The guy that we did the truth spell
Oh
on.
yeah.
Is he
Oh
still
yeah,
here?
the truth spell wore off and he went upstairs.
We could question
Should we ask
him as
him?
to where he's
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so you head upstairs.
Let's try not to
there
punch
are-
him to death.
It's a grand staircase with a green carpet on dark mahogany wood. And at the top, there's a long hallway with several doors coming off of it. Then there's another smaller staircase going upstairs.
Just go up.
Yeah. Continue.
Where are we? What place?
So you're in Cardinal Villamartin's property. You went up the stairs to another large hallway that has a smaller staircase continuing to a third
Oh, I
floor.
see. What was
Second
Chumley's
floor,
name?
sorry. Sorry?
What was his name, the guy? Or is it
Cardinal Villamore.
Cardinal?
Villamartin was the
Villamartin.
cardinal.
Oh, Villamartin.
What's the name of the?
The chap we're after that. The guy we're looking for now. What's his name?
Was it Jeffrey?
That'll do. Jeffrey, where are you?
Jeffers?
You don't hear any response.
Oh.
Jeffrey, quit playing hide and seek.
Don't make me just punch you out of existence again. This time I'll punch to kill.
Should we split up?
No.
That's how people die in horror films.
4 hit point Jeffrey. He is a threat.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, we still have to.
Okay.
No, we can skip it.
Can I perceive
Oh,
things?
then it will automatically allocate them.
Sorry? All I can hear is Tom blabbing in the background.
Shut it, Wade.
It should allocate them.
Wade's lost his mind. Babbling
Chatting
on.
about Trump.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
What did you say, Joe?
Can I perceive if there's anything? 14. I'm trying to see if there's any clues to where he could have gone.
You notice that the staircase to the next floor is a lot less grand.
Oh, the peasants. Okay,
Was he
cool.
was he a peasant? This guy. A servant.
I think he was just a servant, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was
he was
I
the
think.
butler,
He was the
basically.
yeah.
Yeah, let's fucking go up there.
Let's head up to the next one.
Oh,
Okay.
Jeffrey!
You reach a much narrower corridor on the second floor with three smaller doors coming off of it.
Jeff has come
Do any
out
of them
now.
say Jeffrey on it? Or butler's quarters?
Make a perception check.
I'll do it. I'll help you.
Let me have a look, see if it says butler's quarters on here. Where the fuck is it? Oh, okay, got it. Perception, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm helping to advantage.
Nice, I'll just roll it twice.
Hell.
14.
You do notice there's no nameplates on the doors or anything like that, but there is a cord that you noticed was running up the small staircase and along the corridor to the furthest door and ends in a small bell.
It's a bell cord, love. Let's go. That means butler's bell.
Okay. I'm going to run up to that door and punch through the handle.
Can I try and restrain Kira from taking such actions?
What's your passive perception, Gigantor?
12.
And what's your dexterity modifier, Kurek?
3.
So,
That's like 14. I think.
yeah. No, basically. I would say not. So yeah, Kurek, if you run up and punch the door open, make an attack roll.
I have 20.
That's a hit, yeah.
7.
The door splinters open.
Jeffrey's naked.
The handle absolutely destroyed. I'd say that you take 1 damage from the slamming into something that was locked.
Worth it.
You hear a "Ah!" as the door flies open, and someone that was had his ear pressed to the door goes flying backwards and lands on the feet.
And dies immediately.
No, don't hurt me, I'm sorry. It is Jeffrey the butler.
Why weren't you coming out when we were calling you?
Because you nearly punched me to death, and I'm scared.
Did you know about what your master was doing with that girl?
I don't know anything about that.
Oh,
I know that
can
I
I?
know that he has some interesting tastes, and maybe a fondness for the fairer sex, but I didn't know he was capable of anything like this. He's a man of God, after all. Sorry?
Is he lying? Can I perceive?
I make an insight check.
Insight. You better not be lying, mate. 24.
You don't believe so. He
Oh.
seems much too scared to be lying to you now.
Okay. I hang the door back on its frame. Sorry about that.
Where was the cardinal going?
He was probably attending mass at the Chapel of the Martyrs.
What time was that finish?
Sorry?
I said, what time's that finish? Fucking clothies.
I'm sure it would have finished by now. If he hasn't returned, maybe he had some business at the Holy Residence.
Okay.
Intriguing.
Well, there's a guard going to bring him back here.
Okay.
Is he one that...
Oh, unless the Papal Palace protects him. I don't know what kind of power they have in this city, whether it's above the law.
No one is above the law. Least
Tom,
of
roll a history check.
history. No one is above the law, according to me and my knowledge of history. As demonstrated right now.
You would know that the Papal Palace is effectively independent of the law. That it's almost its own city-state. And the Templar, but how they have their own guards, the Templar, which is the other half of the Order of the Bronze, and all matters for the Papal Palace, its protection and its policing, must go through the Templar.
We must go through the Templar to find
Change it.
justice for this man.
Changing your tune a bit there, Wade.
It's jogged my memory.
So our guard could be absolutely fucked then.
But
He's probably run into administrative quagmire.
Who's Mr. Quagmire?
Isn't that like a thing?
Is that like a swamp or something?
It is a swamp or something, isn't it?
Administrative
Oh.
quagmire is
Yeah,
valid.
I think that word's perfectly valid, Wade.
Yeah.
You fucking dickhead.
I don't know why we've got to discuss it so much when there's a filthy perv on the loose.
Yes.
so Wade, you would know that if he leaves the Papal Palace and comes back to Velez or anywhere in Azeron that's not the Papal Palace, he would be immediately under the jurisdiction of the Order of the Bronze proper, the King's Guard.
Well, all we have to do is encourage him to leave the Papal Palace, and then he'll become under our jurisdiction.
Well,
Otherwise,
if we sent a guard there, that's surely gonna warn him.
yes. People must be reasonable in this Papal Palace. I'm sure we can talk to the Templars, and they won't be corrupt in any way.
Yeah, as we found out from Sir Brian O'Brien, the higher up authority is usually pretty just.
Yes.
Up to the Templar?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is where we brought Creamy and
Yeah.
Wade back to life.
Yes, we are trusted heroes there, after all.
Okay, so you approach the Templar. There are two. You approach the Papal Palace. Are you going to the south gate?
Yeah.
There are two Knights of the Templar guarding the entrance.
Do any of our characters have any affinities with this Papal Palace? I can't remember.
You've been there. The last time you went there, there was no. Although there were Templar guarding the gates, nobody stopped you from going in.
Okay. Well, let's.
Templar guards, good day. We've come to arrest one of your own. We want to do this by the book. May you take us to your leader?
Paladin, what seems to be the problem? Who do you wish to arrest?
Cardinal
Midsummer.
Fritzl. I can't remember.
Fritzl Villa Martin.
We've discovered terrible deeds he's committed in his own residence in the city, and he must answer to their charges.
Cardinal Villamartin, you saying?
Yes, if you would escort him outside the premises of the Papal Palace, we can take it from there.
I'm afraid this will be an internal matter, but we will bring him to justice. What are the charges?
Being a filthy perv.
Abduction,
Murder.
Theft of virginity.
kidnapping, imprisonment of... Was it a woman or a child? I don't know. I can't remember.
He touched a pixie once.
Imprisonment of a woman, I think.
Those are indeed serious charges. And where was the crime committed?
In his own
His
house,
property.
in his own basement.
That's tricky.
Tricky?
It would be cross-jurisdiction then. Very well, we will conduct an investigation and let you know when we have apprehended him.
I would like to be part of this. We live in a globalized world.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion. Not bad choice.
Can we help?
Take no offence to yourself, Captain, but at the Templar we prefer to do things internally. Rest assured that we will go by the book, and once we have apprehended Cardinal Villamartin, he will answer for these allegations, and we will contact you immediately.
Can we detect if he's 100% telling the truth?
You can make an insight check.
Shall I do it? I've got 5.
You can-
insight.
Yeah, you can do one each.
Do it with advantage?
No, well, I mean, Gigantor already... Oh, have you already done it?
No, I've not rolled anything.
Okay, so either one of you could do it with advantage, or you can do 2 single rolls independently. Or you can do one one roll each, basically.
Just do it with advantage. It's slight metagaming, but
17.
He's difficult to read. He's got a very stoic face. He's obviously been at this job for a long time, and he doesn't betray any emotion when he's delivering these his words.
When can we expect to hear from you?
We will send a runner as soon as we have apprehended the cardinal.
We had a guard come here to apprehend Villamartin. What happened to him?
That's unconventional. Well, unless he announced his intentions, I'm sure he's searching the Papal Palace. We will not stop you from looking around the Papal Palace yourself. That is not our job. But we just ask that you leave this to us. I'm sure you understand.
How long before you report back to us with your investigative findings?
Well, we could send a runner in an hour, or if you'd prefer to wait in the Templars' chapel, then we shall give you updates as and when they come in.
Ooh.
Shall we do that?
Yeah.
Is there wine in the chapel?
We do have some wine. I'm sure that we can spare a bottle for Captain of the Guards.
Does anyone need to attune to any item they've picked up or investigate it? Just asking the group if anyone needs to do anything with any items they've picked up, like discover what they are or attune to them. 'Cause this may well be a little short rest.
So just on the subject of attunement, I always forget this, but you have a limit of how many you can attune to, and that is
do all magical items require attunement?
it will say if the magical item requires attunement. I don't think, like, for instance, +1 swords don't. Because normally if they have abilities... I'll have to Google it.
Oh, I think I need to attune to my armour. I don't remember doing that. It says
oh, so you can have 3 items that you can attune to.
Oh, okay.
But only if you need to attune to them. So, for instance, Creamy's Bandor needs attunement because it's, even though she's never used it, it's super powerful.
What does it do?
The Bandor. So it works. The Bandor works as a normal instrument. So I guess she has used it in the sense that she's played songs on it. But it also where is it? So it also grants the spells Entangle, Fairy Fire, Sheiliger, Speak with Animals.
Bloody hell. Speak with animals useful. Shall we go and drink some wine and wait?
Yes.
Okay, so you're escorted into the even though it's called the chapel, it's really more of a cathedral-sized building. It's enormous and grand, and with gargoyles, stained glass windows. Looks very in keeping with the calibre of buildings in the Papal Palace. All white marble, very tall. Most of them have copper roofs, towers and turrets, and it's an incredibly grand building. Grand on the outside and even grander on the inside. Everything's inlaid with gold, scarlet red carpets with gold emblems on them, the emblem of Azeron. And you're taken into a small I would guess it would be a smoking room. There's a small table. There is actually a bar there with a barman. Looks mostly spirits and wines. There's a cellar. There's a stairs down to a cellar behind him. Everything in this room is clad in mahogany, and it smells of that sort of wood fireplace smell. It's very comfortable.
This is lovely. Okay. I've just realised I've got that book which has every word spoken for 1 whole year. Remember I got
Yes,
that
you
ages
do.
ago. Can I have a little flick through that to see if there's anything with Villa Martin?
Make a investigation check. How long are you going to look for this?
Well, just as long as it takes
Every
while
word
we're sitting
spoken.
there. Within Port Marin or wherever it was.
Yeah, it's within Port Marin, not the whole of Azeron.
Oh, it's a big book.
Big book for a big bloke. Investigation, did you say?
Yeah, but first, how long? So you're going to. So this is for the first hour, I guess.
Yeah. 3. I can't
It's a
read.
fairly dense book. You're going through it page by page, and your eyes are just watering. It's been a long day, and it's just you're struggling to get a any kind of attention span for those the driest of dry content books.
It's plain conversation.
So an hour goes by. After about say an hour and 10 minutes, a guard does come in and whispers something to the paladin that's kind of in there, kind of watching you, kind of has been doing his own thing, reading some scriptures and papers and things. Comes over and whispers to this paladin. The paladin nods and the guard runs off. He stands up and says, I believe we have found your missing guard.
What? Where is
His body has been discovered.
What?
He's unconscious. He's been brought into the chapel for some recuperation, some healing. You could talk to him in, I'd say, half an hour or so.
Oh dear.
Yeah. What are his injuries?
Difficult to say. He's had quite a scuffle, it seems. He has scorch marks on his body. A large bruise on his head.
Do priests have fire abilities in the world of D&D?
The cardinals are learned clerics, so they have access to some powerful divine magic, if that's what you're asking. You suspect this might be the work of Villa Martin also. This is indeed strange.
The evil strikes again. He's a bad man.
Okay, so you've got half an hour before you'll be allowed to talk to this chap. What are you going to do with that time?
Is there anywhere else we can search around here?
You can have a look around the room that you're in. There's some bookshelves and things.
I'll probably just read this book still and let everyone else do all that jazz.
Is there any books that seem of any note?
So I'll deal with Gigantor first. So Gigantor, if you make another investigation check.
Okay.
Again, like, you know, you've only got half an hour, so you're trying to skim through as quickly as possible, but the writing is absolutely tiny, and it's in this like spidery scroll handwriting that's just horrifying to read. It's so dense, you can't find anything in it. Kurak, are you searching the bookshelves?
Yeah.
So make an investigation check for me.
21.
Okay.
Critical.
So, you find some interesting looking books. The first book you pick out is called one second. The first book you pick up is called Nightmares of the Sleeping God. And just it's kind of an old and battered text. It kind of sticks out, actually. Most of these have been rebound in kind of matching deep red leather, but this one is a sort of patchwork, like really battered, and it looks like an ancient book. And all the pages are sort of yellowing. It's got that old book smell to it. And just flicking through quickly, you don't really have time to read it. It's quite dense, but there are some interesting diagrams. So you see a diagram of so it looks like a bunch of circles. So there's a circle in the center, bordered by bordered by a ring split into four. And the circle in the center is split into three segments. And around that central circle is oh god, many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 16. 16 smaller circles, each connected by a single line to the central circle. And beyond that, there's this spiralling, shaded portion that sort of peels off into the page. Make a religion check for me.
10.
I would say you probably don't know what this is.
Do you have that as a note?
I don't, but I can put it on next time.
Okay. Can I have a little read through the book while
so you find some other books as well that are interesting.
Okay.
You find a book on the history of the North Aswayan gods.
Okay.
Sorry, the North Sudanese gods.
Sudanese.
Well, it's Suda, so Sudese, I guess it is. Sudesian. The North Sudesian gods and their relationship to the Noadan pantheon. This is very dense scholarly book, and it, just flicking through, it seems to talk about so the gods that these are not really the gods that you're familiar with, having grown up in outside of Nuada in Tazumi. But you are familiar with some of the Sidesian gods, and it does mention some of the Tazumian gods, and seems to be making analogies between the pantheon of Tazumi and the pantheon here in Azeron and elsewhere in Nuada. And seems to be suggesting, just through flicking through what you can gather from the synopsis and things, that some of the oldest gods are from the Sidesian pantheon, and that some of the gods in Nuada and in Azeron are inherited from those primordial gods. There might be aspects of them.
Okay.
And the third book you find is it actually looks really boring when you were looking at it. You almost put it down. It's something like the geology of the Corcovado range, or something like that. And you almost put it down, apart from you notice that there's a little bit of paper sticking out of it. You open it up, and there is something there written in... What languages do you speak?
I speak Celestial, Common, Goblin, and Infernal.
You don't recognise this language, but yeah, there's a note written in there in a language you don't understand.
Let me have a look at this. I recognize this language.
Do you? What languages do you speak?
Is it Elvish or Dwarvish?
It is Elvish.
No, I fucking understand that.
Tavron, why did you spot this early?
Tavron, you probably, because you're a bit more fluent in Elvish, as it's your first language, would have recognised that immediately.
Don't
so
take this away from me.
Both of you can tell that this is actually a spell scroll.
Oh.
And what's it a spell for?
It is... hold on. Random scroll. It is a scroll for... For Christ's sake, come on. Oh, alright, here we go. Do you want to roll a D100? I'll let you do it.
47.
It is a scroll for illusionary script.
Oh.
So you can... Well, so are you going to take it? Because otherwise you'll need to make a sleight of hand check to nick it.
Well, I can't read it, so Tavron, would you want to take this?
I can take it. Piece of piss.
Do you want to do a sleight of hand?
Sure.
Rob from the papers.
Wade, I guess you would probably not want him to nick from the paladins. So make a perception check, because you are actually what stood next to him. Make it with advantage.
Advantage. Okay.
You do see him. The guards don't, but you do see him pocketing that note.
I give Wade a very persuasive look.
Natural one.
I placed my hand firmly on the script, leaving it in place. Or
Hang on, this persuasion could still work. It's still quite a high roll. Well, not high roll, but...
Yeah, but it's fundamentally against Wade's character.
What, do I have to do a counter roll?
No.
I see what's going on and I say, stop being a pussy, Wade, and then I continue with my book.
You've got to be a better thief than that to get past me.
Turns out the scroll that Wade has just grabbed is actually a blank piece of paper. The other one is in my arse.
So, Wade stops you, and there's no way that you can nick the paper without him seeing, so you could put the book back. But you can remember where you put it.
Okay.
So, if no one else was doing anything during that half an hour... Wade was just drinking wine. Creamy was, I don't know, also drinking wine.
Singing.
Yeah.
Playing her band of all.
Refreshing her memory of the spell list.
Has Creamy ever cast the spell?
Only when we play as her.
Okay, so the paladin takes you over to a small medical ward where there's a battered and bruised but conscious guard on a bed. Oh, Captain, you're here.
Yes. What's happened to you?
I found him, Philip Martin. He saw me. He led me into an alley, and then
butt fucked you,
I
didn't
thought
you?
I was going to apprehend him, but he attacked me with a spell and then knocked me out with his staff. He's much more capable than you would think an old cardinal might be. He really got the better of me, I'm afraid. I think he knows that we're looking for him.
You
Excellent deduction. Why did you let him lead you into that alley?
I thought he
Why
hadn't
did you-
noticed me.
Where did you last see him?
It was very close to the holy residence.
Okay.
Let's get our asses over there, boys.
Yes, I think we must assist in this investigation. He is clearly dangerous. I'm sure the Templars would mind.
If you want to give us assistance, as long as you bring him to the Templar when you have apprehended him, we would gladly take your assistance.
Oh, okay then.
Alright.
Consider it done.
I'm gonna punch a hole through his chest.
We'll bring him to you, and he'll still be alive.
Just.
We're gonna
Okay,
slap him with
so,
our staffs.
You head over through the streets to the holy residence. I need you, so you're looking for the cardinal, right?
That's having a
Yeah,
nice merry walk.
How are you doing it?
Calling out
Actively.
his name.
Sorry.
Yoo-hoo!
Mr. Cardinal.
I'm scowling.
Joe, while these guys are fanning about, can I just sneak off back to the bookcase and take the scroll?
Make a stealth check. So while they were talking to the guard. Yeah. Okay. I think that's probably higher than anyone's passive perception.
Yeah.
So the bookcase is in full visibility of the couple of guards that are in there. The paladin is now in the other room with the injured guard. So you'll need to make a sleight of hand check to sort of stand behind the bookcase and grab it off the shelf. Easily done. It slides into your pack.
Oh.
So you can add 2 items to your inventory. A spell of illusionary script. Let me just check that is actually in the compendium.
Can I just drag it from the compendium?
Oh, it's not in there, is it? Bloody hell.
Tits. I keep adding shit.
Uh,
How do you fucking delete stuff?
The little lock. Got to click that and then delete.
Yeah, nice.
Alright.
I've got a fucking diamond in my inventory. Where did that come from?
Fist size.
I think that's probably gone. Hold on, I'll choose a different spell because illusionary script is not in the Roll20.
Oh yeah, I think the diamonds were to resurrect the Chumleys who died.
Oh yeah, it's probably used up.
Wow.
It will be... let's say Hellish Rebuke. So you can add your Hellish Rebuke scroll straight from Roll20 into your inventory. And also you can add an item for Geology of the Mountains of whatever it was.
That just gets chucked straight into the bin.
Okay. So you stealthily rejoin your companions who you didn't notice you were ever gone. How are you gonna search for the cardinal?
Well, we should probably do it a little bit stealthily, I imagine. Or just...
Now, are you going as a group or?
We should probably split up, I reckon, boys. You'll see us coming for a mile off otherwise. Boys?
Let's. Okay. What should we split up into?
How big is this place? I mean, if you shouted from one corner, could someone in the other corner hear it?
It's fairly quiet because it's probably towards evening now. But it is quite large. I believe I did put a scale on here.
And what about the palace?
It's not too. No, it's not too far. You probably, if you shouted at the top of your voice, you could probably hear each other. It's only a kilometre across.
Okay.
From wall to wall.
Let's venture.
I reckon we should all split up. Track this guy down.
Okay. So, you're all searching in the Papal Palace. on different roads. So everyone make a perception check.
21.
19.
5.
Where's the road?
And I'll do
What road?
Creamy.
Oh, sorry. Did you just go with the first one or the worst one?
First one.
Oh, well, Creamy. So most of you have a fruitless night. How long are you searching for?
All night long.
Oh no.
Yeah, keep going until we find something.
We need to find this guy. It's dangerous.
Okay. Well, I'd say for the
Got nothing
first
for this
hour,
to do.
as you're searching around,
We like question people as we go around as well.
Gigantor, you think that you see a flash of red going fairly fast down one of the alleys, and you like place your hand on this guy's shoulder. He turns around, but it's just another cardinal. And for a moment you have that sort of jolt in your chest, but it's false alarm. Everyone else has a fairly uneventful hour searching.
So I don't see anything with my 21.
Kurak, you do notice.
Oh.
You spot a cardinal, and you can see that it isn't. So as you're coming around the back of the holy residence, you spot a cardinal, and you can see from your vantage that it's not Cardinal Villamartin passing through the west gate. And as he passes, one of the guards stops and says, "Evening, Cardinal de Santo." And he waves and heads through the gate.
Okay. So whereabouts is this here?
Yeah.
Can I go over and have a chat?
Yeah. Hello there, can I help you?
Yes. You haven't seen Cardinal Villamartin, have you?
Yes, actually. He came through this way maybe an hour ago.
Did he leave the Papal Palace, or did he come into the Papal Palace?
He was leaving.
He was
He looks in
leaving.
quite a hurry.
Did he did you talk to him at all?
I said hello, and he didn't. He seemed focused. He didn't even say back. That's unusual for him.
Hmm. And he gave no indication to where he was going.
No, just straight through.
Guys!
You just start bellowing. The guards look really confused.
Peach pals unite!
Yeah, you do hear him, and everybody hears him. Please be quiet.
What is it, Kurak?
Peach pals!
What is it?
Oh,
What's
what?
going on?
Got long legs.
Apparently these guards saw old pervy Villamartin, Fritzl Martin, go out this way an hour ago.
Are we at the west gate?
Out the back door.
Yeah, seems odd. That is surely the most direct way is the south gate to get to his house. Where
Well,
else could he
he's a-
possibly be going?
That is a good question. Would he be trying to leave the city?
Guards, what's over west?
I mean, you can get back to the main city, into Valais from the west. It's a bit of a back alley route, but and you can get to the main road fairly easily. One of the main roads out of Azeron.
So it's just a bunch of roads then.
Which direction he travelled in? Did he go north of here, continue west or south?
Let's see if the guard noticed.
Oh, proper squeaker.
One of the guards did notice. Yeah, he headed towards Velas actually. I thought it was odd. He doesn't usually come this way.
Oh, he could be going back and cleaning up evidence. Although, did we leave guards there?
We did have 4 guards there, but since he battered one guard pretty easy.
I think we should get back there ASAP, boys.
Okay.
All dogs return to their turds.
I'm not sure you understand how dogs work.
I'm not sure that's quite what they do.
I swear there's a saying of some kind. I may have completely made it up. It may be very different.
Paladins must be wiser than me. I haven't heard that. Okay, we'll rush back to Cardinal Street.
A dog returns to his vomit is what I was looking for. His turd.
Returns to his what?
It's in the Bible. Okay. As a dog returns to his vomit, so a fool repeats his folly. That's what I should have said. And it would have been pretty cool.
I like the way that it returns back to its turd. That's much better. I wish it said that.
The Bible literally says turds. Cool boys.
Okay, so you head back to the house. There's no guards on the front door.
There's
These
no
guards
guard.
are useless.
Okay, we go in.
You go in. There's no guards in the main hall. On this floor, you've got the library. You've got the grand staircase upstairs. You've got the pantry and the kitchen.
Should
we
we
go
check
to
the
where the
gut?
body was?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's through to the pantry. Downstairs, there's still no guards. There was definitely some stationed here. The body is still there.
The body is still there.
Yep.
Should we check upstairs, boys?
Okay, I think we should not all go in one place.
No, we want this boy. Let's fucking just go and get him.
If we split up, we might be vulnerable to his spell casting.
So you head up the stairs. There is some blood dripping from the top of the stairs.
Shit, it's not the butler, is it?
As you crest the staircase, in the main hall, there is a bloodbath scene. there is scorch marks on all of the walls. There are guards torn in half. There are
Fucking hell!
corpses. There are 4 corpses, 2 of which look like they've been burnt and scorched and torn in half. There's a door that's been smashed open as well.
Where the fuck is Jeffrey?
Cardinal Carnage.
And the dog has returned to its turd. Laid
So
more turd upon the
And now the shit's up the walls.
The smashed open door leads to the study. A study.
Cardinal, show your bloody face, you shitter.
You going into the study?
Yep.
Most of this room looks fairly intact. There are some bookcases with some shelves with various maps and cartographic equipment in it, and the only other thing of note is a large mahogany desk, which looks like it's been turned over. One of the drawers is sort of pulled out of the unit and is just sitting on the floor.
Can we investigate it or?
Yeah, investigation.
Yes, you can.
Well, I've got something else better to investigate it because I think I just looked at the wrong thing.
Just have a look. Oh, fucking hell.
It's over here, isn't it? You're intimidating it.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Yeah, you rolled the wrong thing.
Oh, fuck, let me have a look,
Oh,
boys.
there's nothing untoward here.
Yes.
Gigantor. For some reason, everyone is gripped by the cartographic equipment. But you notice that this drawer, there's a piece of wood that's been like pulled away, and it slots perfectly into the drawer. So there was actually, it's been exposed now, but there was a false bottom to this drawer that's been pulled up. Inside is a small box, a little chest that is open and empty.
Oh, how big is this chest? A small chest. Fist size?
It's quite thin because it's got to fit in this like empty space underneath the drawer. But it's fairly long. I'd say it's probably 30 to 40 centimeters long, but maybe only like 20 centimeters deep.
Boys, I found his pencil case.
He's obviously got what he came for.
You also notice on the desk there are some letters, including just skim reading. There's a letter from a letter from Ricard Villamartin,